Hey folks, Bill here, Whirlybird Video Productions. Haven't done a video in a while. I actually been out and about when my family went on vacation, so been gone for a couple weeks, trying to get back in now, get caught up on work of course, and then also out in the shop doing some hobby related stuff. So doing a lot of stuff right now, getting stuff ready. You know, there's still a little bit of summer left to fly, so I've got a lot of projects to get done. One, I just purchased the rest of my parts that I needed. I've been getting parts to upgrade the head on my T-Rex 500 that's got the Huey body on it. So I'm wanting to put that sound system in there with the 2-inch speakers, and I want to try those 2-inch speakers in that 500. But what I'm working on right now is another Tricopter. And if you've guys seen David from Flight Test, you've seen his 2.5 high voltage deluxe system that he's got. So I'm kind of going off of that. Of course, you know, this is his frame. I got this off of him at Joe Nall. It's actually It's actually got his little signature right there etched in the laser on the bottom of the frame, which is pretty cool. I'm using carbon fiber 10mm booms, and I really wanted to use the Flight Test Rotor Bone series landing gear and tilt mechanism. And of course that's set up for a 1/2 inch. So I actually talked to David, and he said he could possibly get me something to fit a 10mm boom, but that would be a custom type deal. So hopefully they'll offer these in 10mm, so they'll fit 10mm booms, because you can get this carbon fiber tube pretty cheap from various places around the internet, and it's a lot stronger and it's a lot lighter than wood. So if you're looking for light, and it's hollow, so you can run all of your wires through that. So I can see I've got my power wire and also my servo lead, and this will be, you can see I've cut the end off, so this is actually just a big long extension that has the end on this end, and I've cut this off. So I'm actually going to solder this these power line wires and the servo wire onto the ESC itself and mount the ESC back here. I'm doing this to be an aerial rig to pack my GoPro around. I've been using my Hex, but I seen David fly this thing at Joe Nall with his, and it looks really cool, and I want to try it. So again, this is a work in progress. You can see I've got all my wires, so really the hard part's done. It was really difficult to get all these wires in there with the screws from the rotor bones, and then also the screw that goes in up here. But I did it with a little easy, calming myself down, counting to 10 several times. I was able to pull those through. I actually cut one of the wires once, had to pull them out and redo them. But if you take your time, and I actually ended up, the easiest way I found was I actually was taking a little small Allen wrench, went down through the hole and separated the wires, got my power wires on one side of the boom, my servos on the other side, and was able to just kind of move that around and get the actual wires to kind of stay apart a little, and screw that whole screw in. And as I screwed that screw in, I actually moved the wire just a little bit back and forth to make sure that I wasn't cutting that wire. And then I had the wire down in there much farther when I put it in, and I pulled this out so I could see if I had nicked the wire any, and I didn't. So like I said, I did cut one of the wires and have to redo it, but I noticed that as I was putting the screw in that it got really taut and I couldn't pull it, and it cut a wire. So at any rate, it looks really cool. It's going to be neat once I get, you know, all the wires sorted up and hidden. They'll be, you know, not sticking to the outside of the boom, so that's kind of cool. So what did I do to make these fit the booms? I just took some 1/16 inch light ply, and I cut 4 little small pieces to go on the outside and just kind of glued those to the boom. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but it let me use my Rotor Bone series landing gear, which I really wanted to use. And of course this tilt mechanism is really what I wanted to play with. And I've got some more of these. I picked up several sets down at Joe Nall so I can try different ones, but I really wanted to put it on here, and it's really an easy way other than making your own. Hopefully Flight Test to make them for 10mm booms. Anyway, I've got this one to redo, so a KK2 on this one, a KK2 on that one, and then I've got a couple other Hexcopter and also a quad that's running KK2s right now, and they're running the old firmware. So I'm going to be updating that firmware soon. I'll do a video on how to update your firmware. There's a new version. If you've got a KK2 board, you've had it a while, and you're not running the newest version of firmware, you owe it to yourself to update, because the auto leveling feature has been upgraded to where you can trim it out. That's awesome. It works a lot better. I seen the guys down at at Joe Nall, the flight test guys had their system set up to where they were trimming it with their auto level, and they were allowing a couple of my buddies to fly their stuff, and they'd never flown any kind of helicopters before even, so it was pretty neat to see the auto level actually work for a beginner like that. And I want to get in to set that up, get that trim function where that'll work, and that way I can allow people to try out my Tricopter, not worry about it too much, because you know, if they try it, you know, they're going to want one. So we're going to be doing a little comparison review also coming up real soon. I'm going to be comparing a few different radios. And if you guys know me, I like radios and gadgets. I actually have the 14MZ that I had when it came out. I've upgraded that 14MZ now to be a 2.4 megahertz system. And then I also have a DX18 from Spectrum. I had the DX8, I've had the DX7, I've had several radios. I really like the 18. I like the 8 feel better. Just the way it felt in your hand, it felt better, but I'm getting used to the 18. It's kind of what you get used to, I guess. I like the 18 because of the lithium polymer battery. Of course, it stays up like forever compared to the 14MZ. The 14MZ, you need a small nuclear power plant to power that thing because of that big color touchscreen. But it's an awesome radio. It's very easy to program a lot of you know, things that it can do. It's really simple to set up very complex programming with. The 18 is the same way. It's really easy to program. It's not as easy as the 14 because it doesn't have the touchscreen, I think. And then also, I'm a Futaba guy, so it's taken me a little bit to get used to the way that Spectrum thinks about programming. But what I wanted to look at is I have a lot of friends that are getting into the hobby, and they are asking me all the time, you know, what is the best radio to get? And of course, you don't go buy yourself a DX18 or go buy yourself 14MZ. If you're just getting in the hobby, you don't want to go out and spend $2,000 or $800 on a radio system. You may not even want to spend $300 on a system. But if you're really interested into it, what I'm most likely going to recommend to you is to spend around $300 or $400 and get yourself a good radio. A lot of folks will go, well, just buy you a small 4-channel radio and then you can use that one as a trainer box at some other point. And that's definitely true. You can definitely do that. But I know a lot of folks, and once they get into it, it's really shortly after that they're wanting a good radio. And if you go ahead and buy you a good radio now, it will last you for a very, very long time. You know, the best radio to get as far as channel-wise, I would say somewhere around an 8-channel. That's probably the best that you can go for. That's going to have a lot of features that you can use for much larger airplanes. And with matchboxes and that kind of thing, you can fly very large airplanes with an 8-channel radio. And some of the 8-channel radios now are S-bus radios, and they go up a lot more channels. So, you know, there's a lot of choices out there. So, I also wanted to try a cheap 8-channel radio. You know where I'm going with this, right? This is the Turnigy 9XR. It actually has the DSM-2, DSM-X orange module in it, so I can bind to DSM-2 and DSM-X receivers with this radio. This is brand new, got this from Hobby King, so thanks Hobby King for sending it. And I told them what I wanted to do was compare this to other 8-channel computerized radios. So what I'm going to be comparing it to is a DX8 from Spectrum and also the Hi-Tech Aurora 9. So I just wanted to shoot this little short video to tell you that I haven't gone anywhere. I know it's important to put videos on the channel and videos with good content, and just kind of wanted to share with you what I was working on right now, and hopefully have some good Corsair flight footage really soon with that sound system. It sounds really awesome, and I want to get out to the field when no one else is there talking behind me, and also when it's a nice, good, calm day, so I don't have a lot of wind to fight with as far as audio is concerned, so that my audio sound is going to travel well from the airplane. So hopefully that's this weekend. If not, sometime soon, because the wind's coming. You know, as we go into October, it's going to be windy all the time. So I have a really short period to get all that done now. So anyway, that's it. It's Tuesday night, like August the 13th. So I hadn't done a video in a while. Again, we went on vacation, so we're back from that. Going to go to, if you guys can read that, I went to the Bahamas on a cruise. It was kind of cool. So at any rate, we had a great time. We're back now, ready to get back into the hobbies, doing reviews, product reviews. We got a lot of new stuff. I actually got the new E-Flight Red Bull 4-bladed rotor head helicopter. Do a flight review and stuff on that really soon. I got one the day they came out. Actually had an issue with it. I flew it like 3 times and it went smoked. I'm not sure what happened, but it would not start up, it would not fly, it would bind, and all the surfaces would move, but it wouldn't run. I just took it back to the local hobby shop, and he said, look, here's another one, I'll take care of you. So hobby shops are great, guys, so support your local hobby shops. That you can't do that, you know, you buy that online, guess what, you got to go through all the jumps and hoops, and with a local hobby shop, they'll take care of you when stuff like that happens, you know, that he's going to send that back and get replaced, and takes care of you. Hobby shops are good. Am I ingraining this in you any at all? Even if you pay a little extra, you know, it's really good to go in and hang out at a local hobby shop. And if you don't buy something from them, guess what? They're not going to be there long, and then you're going to be buying online all the time. Which is, you know, I do it a lot. But I also buy stuff from my local hobby shop. We got the Red Bull helicopter from my local hobby shop, and a lot of stuff like that I buy from him. So, hey folks, so I hope you enjoyed the short little clip of what's coming new. This new little tricopter is going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to fly really well. I've got some carbon fiber booms extra that I may put on the website soon for sale too, because I bought a bunch when I finally got the ability to get them in stock. I bought a bunch of them, and you can basically buy one that's 750 millimeter, and you can cut that in half to make 2 booms for the size for the helicopter that's going to be carrying my camera. And if you're building the aerobatic tricopter, of course they're a little smaller, so that doesn't really do you much. You can, you know, you can't really make 3 booms out of it. You can make 2, but they're, you know, they're shorter. So at any rate, the carbon fiber is pretty slick if you're building a tricopter or a quadcopter or hexcopter that's requiring 10 millimeter booms. These are pretty slick, and you may be able to get them bigger. That was the biggest ones that I seen. If I could have got the 1/2 inch ones, I would definitely bought the 1/2 inch ones so that I could use the rotor bones without any kind of outside ring. And if you guys know of where you can get 1/2 inch square tubed carbon fiber frames as cheap as these were, let me know, or maybe a little more. But I got these from Hobby King, and they were pretty darn cheap. So, big thumbs up, rate, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I guarantee there's content coming soon. Thanks.